What's up, everyone? You are tuned in to another episode of the Chopped It Up with Q podcast. This is BJ, and I, of course, have Q with me here.
What up?
Q, how are you today?
I'm lovely. 1 week closer to Thanksgiving, my favorite holiday. I got some gripes with it because it seems like Thanksgiving doesn't get its own spill. Like, it seems like we just kind of, Thanksgiving's treated like the side chick of holidays. Because, like, as soon as Halloween ends, Christmas we already talk about Christmas. So
that is true. Thanksgiving does not get its due diligence. And then I think now, which is just sad and awful to say, but I think that it's become like Christmas where it's just like super commercial now. Like, it's not even like people don't even think of Thanksgiving. Like, they don't, the stores don't even really close for it. It used to be like everything closed down and people really went home and had dinner with their families, and enjoyed that time. And now,
hey man,
nope.
first of all, I want to give all my condolences and heartfelt apologies to all my folks who do work in retail. I understand this Thursday is going to be hectic, especially Friday. So, hey, man, stay strong, brothers and sisters out there, man. I already know how that is.
Yeah, my stepmom, like, we're having dinner, and because she works retail, she was saying that it's crazy because they usually used to get Thanksgiving off, and they would just have to show up super, super early for Black Friday. She has to be at work at 5 p.m. on Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Thanksgiving, damn that. You don't need to eat. You should have ate at 12. Come on.
Should have ate on Wednesday. I mean, when you talk to families, it is insane how many people just have their Thanksgiving on a different day that's not Thanksgiving because it's the only time everybody can get together. So they just have a random day that they pick and just say that's Thanksgiving or that's Christmas. Hey, one of the guys that works for the company I work for, but he's on call because he's a driver. Basically, he was saying, because we were talking about to skip over Thanksgiving, but the HR lady was talking about putting up a holiday tree, quote unquote. She did not want to call it a Christmas tree.
You can't call it Christmas trees, yeah.
So she wanted to put up a holiday tree, but the tree was on sale. So she wanted to go buy the tree when she was looking at the sale paper last week and not wait until Christmas. She was just going to go ahead and put it up. And our boss was like, that's a little bit much. We're not going to put it up yet. But so she was asking other people as they came through the office, if I got a tree, do you think I should put it up or wait till after Thanksgiving? And so I said, well, I don't see really an issue with putting the tree up whenever you want to. It doesn't really matter. And one of the guys mentioned, he was like, yeah, my wife puts up our Christmas tree the day after Thanksgiving. And he was like, but we also had Christmas that day, too, because I had to come back to work. So I just think so. They basically had Thanksgiving and then had Christmas the next day. So I just think it's interesting how families have had to kind of, I guess, evolve their holiday time that they spend with each other because everybody has to work now. None of these holidays, nothing closes.
Man, I remember, well, first of all, I remember I told my story when I decided to try to go work at Target part-time last year, and that lasted every bit of 2 weeks.
You tried though.
I did, but it was, it was one of those moments when you gave it a shot, and I was like, you know what, I'm good. Hey, it's a great feeling where you're like, man, I don't need this. I'm gonna go home. I just ain't gonna come back. So
I got a second job. So I got a job at the Buckle. So those of you who don't know what Buckle is, it's a clothing store primarily
for white girls.
Primarily, they sell men's clothing and they do sell women's clothing as well. The issue with Buckle is that I don't ever go in Buckle because the clothing is mad expensive. I get a 40% discount though, so they have some shoes I'm just going to take advantage of and get. They also have layaway, which you also need layaway because when 3 pieces of clothing cost $400, you probably do need to put them bitches on layaway.
Hell yeah.
So my first day of work was Sunday, and last Sunday. So I went there on a short day. They basically showed me 30 minutes worth of register videos and said, have fun. So I was like, cool. I'm an industrious, smart girl. So yeah, let me get out here and get to it. So I was on the register. I did not mind that. It actually was not bad. But it was just seeing like the amount of money that these people are making on these gaudy, awful, ugly American Fighter, Lucky Brand, whatever shit is crazy. There was a guy that came in there and spent $149 on one pair of jeans, and I
The
don't know.
the devil is a lie, like Rick Ross said. I'm
The
good.
devil lied. Well, then the devil lied all day because I don't think I saw a single pair of pants come across that desk that wasn't $70. And I was like, I just don't understand why we're paying $70 for some jeans that came from a store in the mall.
I can't do it, man. Like I tell everybody, I make decent money, so don't get it twisted. I just can't justify spending a lot on clothes. Look, I'm sorry, I can't do it.
Well, my whole thing is that I could see if these were just some type of amazing, more quality than anything else. But in this case, you aren't even necessarily paying for like a brand name. You know, like it's not even like you could say I'm paying for a label, like they were Gucci jeans or something. That's still not something I would buy.
No.
But you can't even say that as a justification because it's not even you paying for like a designer label. They're just some $80 jeans, and it's like why?
Hey,
Like Levi's are probably better constructed and they cost less.
yeah, I mean, unless you're telling me these jeans are Duralast and never rip, they're bulletproof. They even help you walk sometimes. Like unless it's there, I'm just saying that's the only
Damn, the
way.
jeans walk for you.
Hey, it gotta be something. Like you can't just tell me they hold my ass up. I'm sorry.
Right.
Like
Yeah, I didn't quite understand it either. But yeah, those people in there spending all types of money on it. And I'm just bringing the stuff up and shaking my head, thinking to myself, this is so ugly. I would never in my black ass life wear any of this. So, I mean, they have those UGG furry slippers that everybody's kind of been buying, and I can get those. So I can get those at a discount. So I plan to buy myself a pair of those. But the rest of it, oh, absolutely not. No, the rest of that's out. Like that was awful.
Hey, like I said, unless it's at Marshalls, Ross, TJ, or Macy's, or Dillard's got a sale going on, can't do it.
And honestly, my whole thing was when I was trying to get a job, I was like, I need to get a job at one of these places. But because they cater to such a large Hispanic population, they want that, like, they normally super prefer that you speak Spanish. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like they won't hire you, but when you go in those places, every face you see is somebody that's Spanish speaking.
Hey, that's called Google Translate. We got it. I'm in there, coach. And can you speak Spanish? Nope, but I sure can translate.
Listen, those Google is supposed to be coming out with those headphones that translate the languages in real time, and that's exactly what I need to have because as soon as I get them, I'll be like, yes, I speak all the Spanish. Let me put my earphones. Yeah.
Yes, I speak Mexican.
No, okay, no.
That's what that's what some folks say. I speak Mexican. Just like English is not English, is American. So yeah.
Say habla taco.
Yeah.
We're going to hell. All right.
I know. Hey, what else been up though, man?
Nothing really. It's just like I said, work's just kind of been insane. Like I was telling you, but it's amazing the amount of people or smaller companies where their business practice is because they have they're low on liquidity. They will just hold off on paying people so they can get payroll and stuff out. And so then you have to like badger them to be like, you need to pay your bills. The amount of small businesses that does that is uncanny. So that has been me the past 2 weeks calling these people, emailing and being like, you have not paid these invoices. My ledger is kind of out of whack right now. And you're just like, what is up? And then you have to be like nice and be like, yeah, I know but it's really kind of getting into the holidays, and I would hate us to kind of get into that holiday lag where payments don't go out next week. So do you think you could include this $40,000 you owe us on your next check run?
Wait, you telling me you telling me they pulling the trick that we used to do, call your company? It's like, I don't know why my bill's so high. Can you explain it to me, please?
And then they explain it and it's right, and then you pay them with a check because the check gonna take 3 or 4 days to go through. So
how much can I pay just to keep it on? And my other check come in.
Oh, they wish they could put this on a payment plan.
Hey man, don't judge me. We all know we did that with a light bill or a phone bill before. Hey, I used to love T-Mobile at one point when they had my five faves. And if you're on that plan, even if you didn't pay your bill, people could still call you. You couldn't call them. So you can still receive phone calls and text messages.
Yeah.
You just couldn't call out. So
yeah.
Hey.
I do remember that. I had T-Mobile for a bit, yeah.
That remind me of the five. I remember I was talking to my homeboy at the gym at work. And I don't know how we got discussing MySpace, but then we started talking about like the remember they had like the top 8 and the top
Mm-hmm.
and then I don't know any other dudes or any other people in general had to answer like if your top 8 rotated, because usually it's the person you kicking it with is number 1, and the person who's like a close second, they're like in 2 or 3. You just couldn't let them know where. And then all of a sudden, if that rotates, you had some questions to answer.
Yeah, top 8 was out here ruining people's friendships and relationships, honestly. Top 8 was a snitch.
Hey, Facebook was too at first. Remember, you knew who everyone contacted and what they were talking about initially. Because remember, it was just like an open forum. So you knew who talked to who said what, who asked what, who was trying to get with who initially. And then they kind of made it a little bit more, I guess, discreet.
Yeah, I just and I thought it was like everybody could see, like there's always be this Vermeek commented on this person's status, Vermeek posted on this person's wall, Vermeek posted this person, like you could literally see everything a person did, like there was no way to hide it. And I was like, that is insane. Like it just hey. Yeah, Facebook was hater shit too at first.
Hey, such and such shot at this person, they were turned down. That's pretty much what
it was a lot.
That's pretty much what it was. See,
Facebook was the wild west back then.
Hey, if you had it, you had it. If you didn't, it was a cold existence. That's all I can say.
It was a lot.
Oh man.
So, found out something interesting today. Apparently, scientists are saying that they are on the verge of maybe having a new male birth control that's going to go to trials. Apparently, it's a shot they give you in your groin area that stops sperm production from going down into your...
Okay, down to your urethra?
Yeah.
Okay. Huh. So, questions? Ouch. That's more of a comment. But, I don't know. As long as it don't make you sterile, I might have to go and look into that. Your boy ain't trying to have no more babies out here, at least for the moment.
Maybe you should get a vasectomy.
See, there's the thing about getting neutered. I don't wanna.
Mm-hmm. So your wife should keep taking birth control because you won't get a vasectomy, or she should get.
Well, see, here's the thing. Okay, she even suggests. I'm not gonna argue, but she already said, why they down there and they under the hood, they might as well go ahead and fix everything up.
I just don't see why more men are not like, okay, a vasectomy would be cool, especially if you're with a long-term partner, because getting your tubes tied and stuff is so invasive. When it's just easier to get a vasectomy and it's easier to reverse. If I get my tubes tied, there's definitely a chance that may not be reversed.
I get it, and I thought about it really, but I don't know, man. I guess I'm looking at the, slitting my sack and all this. I'm like, all right, now I'm good. I think the pull-out method works.
It didn't. It's not working, honey. It didn't work.
Well, see, here's the thing. She told me not to. Does that count for anything?
She told you not to pull out. So the pull-out method works unless the person tells you not to pull out.
Exactly. See, the thing is y'all can't tell us to, go ahead and go all in there in the heat of the moment. We like, oh, word? Bet. And then we think about it afterwards. I'm not thinking clearly. I feel like I'm a logical person, but if I'm in, we doing whatever, you can't ask me no deep question or expect me to make sound decisions. You're supposed to be the rational in that case.
No, I don't think anybody's supposed to be rational. Like, is anybody that's about to have an orgasm rational? Like, I don't think that's a thing.
Yeah, exactly. You definitely can't ask me. The blood flow ain't proper. So you can't.
No, it's not. Like, it's not flowing to my brain. So don't ask me, what I want to eat after this. Don't ask me if I love you. That's probably just first people now.
Hey, y'all, hey, a lot of y'all cold for that one. Oh, we gonna be together for? Oh, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Whatever is gonna make me get this nut. That is exactly what it is. Whatever I'm gonna say to get me over the hump here is what I'm gonna go with.
That's awful.
So yeah, whoever's listening, just hit us on Twitter and tell us about the time that you told somebody something that you weren't supposed to.
Hey, I'm just look. Never mind. I'm sure a lot of people have made long-term decisions in the heat of the moment because they like, look, I'll say whatever you want as long as I can finish. Oh man. Yeah, we still good. Okay. I thought this Skype thing was messing up. But yeah, so, we've been having some technical difficulties with this whole Skype stuff. But, we're going to make it pop, y'all. Y'all already know what it is. So, V, did you get a chance to...
You still there?
Yeah, can you hear me? No. Hello? All right, we back with this old bull-ass connection I got, man. I'll tell you, I'm about to call AT&T. All this... See? They want you to pay all this money, but their service is terrible.
Well, that's most of them.
But no, what I'm about to ask you. Hey, did you get a chance to look at the the new anti-meth ad that came out of South Dakota?
I saw that, and it looks like it would probably make me want to do that.
I mean, the way they were showing it was like, hey, man, we all on it. Might as well hop on in this. Be a part of the crew.
Yeah, it didn't make me think prevention and methamphetamine opioid addiction awareness. It made me think everyone here is a druggie.
Oh man! So I hit up my homeboy Eric. Shout outs to him. And
Eric.
I was asking. I said, man, who signed off on this, man? Like there had to be someone to look at it and be like, nah, man, I don't think this is it. I don't think we got our message across. Like, somebody had to, right?
Yeah, and it's probably a black person that said this is horrible, and they of course ignored the one black person.
I mean, I guess it's kind of similar to that whole. I don't know how true this is, but allegedly, there was a writer who stated that he didn't name the exec, but an exec suggested that Julia Roberts play Harriet Tubman. Did you get to hear about that too?
I did, and I'm just gonna say no.
Yeah, man, come on, man. You trying to tell me the resemblance ain't canny?
No, I'm not saying that. Like, no, I'm not saying that Julia Roberts looks like Harriet Tubman, and that's ill-advised.
Man, see, y'all just hate
I get wanting to make a movie interesting, but you don't make the movie interesting at the expense of historical inaccuracy.
Man,
if the movie is about a slave, you don't cast Julia Roberts as one of the most notable historical figures that black people have from that time period. Like, you surely cannot think that is a good idea.
Well, I was thinking, so we put Julia Roberts in, a couple spaceships, a couple explosions, and we got us a movie.
Okay, Michael Bay, I just want you to relax. Quentin Simpson presents a Michael Bay production, Harriet Tubman, starring Julia Roberts.
You did right. We're going to be having Harriet Tubman to talk about yippee-ki-yay, mother. She get ready.
Just mix all types of stuff in there. It's going to be a whole different movie.
You'll watch it, though. You can't say that don't sound interesting. You be like, man, I would
go. It does not.
See, look.
Because then it's Julia Roberts, so then it has to be a Harriet Tubman romantic comedy. So then instead of like running like for freedom, it would have been some bullshit about her.
Yeah, we'll get my guy from dang, what's his name? I can't remember his name. He has an actual African name. Shit, I can't pronounce it. I just know his face. He was in Amistad, Never Back Down. I think he was in his last Charlie's Angels film that nobody went and saw.
No,
Dang, what is this? But anyways, yeah,
not a
we'll
clue.
cast him as the love interest.
Wow.
Man.
This sounds almost as bad as that Charlie's Angels movie.
Okay, my whole thing is this. I'm all for. I tell everybody like this. My favorite female lead in a film. I guess my favorite female character of all time is probably Ripley from the Alien series. And I can also say a close second would be Sarah Connor in T2. Even T1, if you think, like, I look at it like T1, T2 is like a polar opposite. You know, she started off, timid and unknowing, and then all of a sudden turned into this, battle hardened person who's trying to save humanity. Which I can get into all my philosophical stuff on that, but I just look at it like, I like good films if you write them well, but I don't think anybody was asking for Charlie's Angels. Like, maybe if it was something else, but
I think what happened is that Elizabeth Banks thought that she could write well, my understanding is they said they had some issues with script writing, keeping writers there. So somebody started out writing, and then somebody else completely different ended up writing the rest of it. And then when they pitched the script to probably some bigger names, they all declined because they had other projects. Or at least that's what their reps told them,
Yeah.
So I think maybe, like I said, I didn't check into the plot or any of that because but I think that it wasn't promoted very well. It seemed like maybe it was rushed. It had a bunch of people that nobody really cared about that weren't really good box office draws. So I just don't think it was going to do what they thought it was going to do regardless.
See, I think there was a premise in that film, and of course this is all based on reviews I've listened to, but allegedly there was a premise to where it hinted towards a all women's fraternity who happened to be like spies. And I'm like, that's a better plot there. Just take Charlie's Angels off of it and turn it into something its own thing.
Like a fraternity of spies.
Yeah, I mean, it would remind you of things like Get Smart or even 007 or Mission Impossible, where people, you don't know who's a spy and who's not. So you got these organizations of people who are doing certain things, and there's like certain women who are in regular, who look average and regular, and turn out they're actually hardened spies, and you just don't know it. That's an interesting premise.
It's a much better premise than what I'm assuming theirs was. And here's my thing. Like I said, I think, again, it's one of those things where when you have something where the plot is not very good or you had multiple writers, so maybe the script is not as strong, you really kind of have to try to get solid people on board. And so Kristen Stewart hasn't really done anything that isn't like a indie flick since she did Twilight. So nobody has really seen a wide release Kristen Stewart movie in whenever. We don't have anybody. I don't know who the other two people are really at all. So I mean, it was going to be a hard sell.
Yeah, I think the other two were the chick from Aladdin, and I don't know who the other one is. But speaking of Twilight, like we haven't seen her since then. But is Twilight really a good film? Like, to be honest.
I don't think Twilight was good. But based on the books, you had all these kids who were like, the movies did numbers. They did numbers. Everyone was obsessed. It was obsessed. But I never thought that Kristen Stewart acting was amazing. But apparently she's very good in other stuff. But it's always those very like indie kind of coffee house flicks that they're not big box office draws. So nobody's seen Kristen Stewart in anything that they could worthwhile mention in a long time. And so these other two people, we don't really know anything about them. So I just would not want to see Charlie's Angels with people we don't even, you don't really have any frame of reference for. I think the last ones did so well because it was three essential box off.
Yeah, you had Cameron Diaz, Moonface, and I'm sorry, Drew Barrymore and Lucy Liu.
yes, Cameron Diaz, Drew Barrymore, and Lucy Liu. And so that was definitely something that people could get behind. They were three very large box office draws. Those were people that women, those were women that people wanted to go see. Charlie's Angels was something that hadn't been done. They had a good budget, the good actresses. So I mean, it was just different. And for this, it just looked like they threw some shit together and thought, oh, we'll set Charlie's Angels on it, and people will want to go see it. And I get that nostalgia, but I think we're all kind of over the hump where we give a fuck about nostalgia. Like we want Hollywood to make some new movies about some new content. We're tired of them recycling.
And so even then, I mean, we already know why Hollywood banks on nostalgia. It's just really because they're kind of bummy, when it comes to creating new things. And of course, we already understand that if you say there's going to be a 14th Spider-Man film, we like Spider-Man and we know of it, so you can kind of go with that particular, and people are going to go watch it. And it just reminds me of how Disney Plus got started, because it was pretty much nostalgia in like the 1000th degree. Yeah, I did have, I had to get the subscription, man, because my old lady, she's a big fan of like Beauty and the Beast and those old films. And then of course I got kids too, so they may want to watch that type of stuff, and I can introduce them to stuff I grew up with.
Did you get a subscription to Disney Plus?
But also, the only reason I really got it is because of this show called The Mandalorian that I wanted to watch.
Okay, so how long is the show supposed to run?
I I want to say, I'm not really sure, but I want to say they stated they had enough material for about 3 or 4 seasons. So I guess we're waiting to see if that actually happens.
Okay, I got you. And that is the Star Wars.
Yes.
Okay, because I heard a few other people talking about it.
I mean, it's kind of dope so far. It's interesting, but they kind of got people because they're only releasing one episode per week, and because they know that if any other situation, you would have binge watched the show and would have dumped it right afterwards. So I get it. I get it. I get it, Disney. I see what you was doing, Disney. I feel that. But other than that, they also had, and I tell people like it's only worth it if you're only going for nostalgia. But if you're looking for original content outside of The Mandalorian, there's some High School Musical TV show for some reason that exists.
Yes, I did see that. A high school is making their drama department is doing a production of High School Musical. So I thought that was weird.
Why? Like why? It's, who asked for that? Like for real? That's what they doing? Oh wow. Hey man, you know what? I guess run with nostalgia when all else fails, right?
Yeah, it actually is, which is very strange.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of true. Well, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think and that's one thing. I think it's definitely nostalgia. So if you just are kind of like, okay, that was cool, I'm not dying to see it. And then my whole thing is with a lot of the movies and stuff, like your kids are probably watching some other stuff. So, I mean, I guess it's content if you have, small children and they kind of haven't curtailed their or really kind of developed their own taste movie wise, then it might be fine because they may go back and watch some of those cartoons. But honestly, there's so much content out here that is fresh and new for kids to watch. So I just don't foresee your kids being like, "Yeah, let me go watch Dark and Duck." Like they have their own cartoons. Like
I mean, that is true. I mean, once you're done, Ben, yeah, I agree. Once you're done with it, you're done with it, and you're gonna kind of move on from there. You know, we have short attention spans.
yeah, and I think that's going to be unfortunately their downfall if they aren't able to produce original content and they aren't able to kind of bridge that gap. They're going to find a lot of people are like, okay, well, this is cool. I binge watched all the things I wanted to binge watch to get my nostalgia fix. But how many times are you going to watch it? Once you binge watch it, you're done. I'm not going to keep Disney Plus to watch like The Lion King. I can watch The Lion King anyway.
I ain't gonna lie, I was the only one that was out here trying to watch all these shows, seeing if I still remember any of the theme songs to all of them. I don't know, is that weird? I'm just saying. I will go ahead and go on a limb. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. I guess which one would y'all say would be the best one? Let's go ahead. Best. Which Disney cartoon from back in the day has the best theme song? Darkwing, Tailspin, Ducktales. Y'all let me know.
I mean, well, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that's hilarious. I mean, I think that's very nostalgic and funny. But I just don't, how many times are you going to do that? Is it worth your $7?
See, now if it's worth $7 or not, I can't really say, but it is still fascinating that I know all the words to Ducktales still, and here we are in our Lord 2019.
No, it was DuckTales. That was the one. They said they gonna solve a mystery or rewrite history.
See, straight bars, man. We already knew, man. Ducktales was everything. You also can't discount the X-Men theme song either. Just saying.
I feel like I need to get Disney Plus just so I can watch the X-Men cartoons, so I can watch Jean Grey faint every fucking 20 minutes.
Those orgasmic faints. Oh yeah, we already know.
Like, how did this the most powerful? How is she the most powerful mutant, but she faints 10 minutes into every episode, and they 30 minutes long. We 10 minutes in, and she faints.
Man, look, y'all gonna leave Jean Grey alone, man. She was trying.
Ah, like it's like, girl, what? Every time, the worst and best X Men all at one time. And then when they would like go places, and they were supposed to be like look like blend in, and then Gambit would always have that motherfucking scarf around his head, that goddamn trench coat. You're like, you look like a school shooter.
Hey man, Gambit was fly, man. He said, the Cajun brother had to dress a certain type.
Looking like a motherfucking school shooter. I swear to God. I know that's insensitive, but he definitely looked like he had a sword in his pocket or some shit. Like he was about to go be the fucking, he was about to be the next Highlander. Like, how the fuck are you out here supposed to be incognito?
Now I ain't gonna lie, we talk about my guy Gambit and how he wore down. Um, wait, hold up. How he wore Rogue down after a while. My man shot his shot every opportunity he got. He was out here like Antoine Walker when he found out he can make a couple buckets here and there. So
He was just being mad creepy. Like, yeah, I don't even know what you call that. Here's the thing, just PSA. Mid, like, there is a certain level of persistence that is acceptable. But it is persistence when a person has shown interest or a person is interested in you, and the persistence is I'd really like you to go do X, Y, Z with me after we have an established rapport. Persistence is not following somebody around the goddamn park begging for their phone number or being creepy and following them to their car. I just want the men out there to know that. Like, that is creepy. That is not persistent.
It kind of sounds like my guy, Pepe Le Pew. You know, he was out here getting it just like that too.
Pepe Le Pew is a sexual abuser and a rapist.
Hey, you know, it's actually funny because when you get older, you start understanding the metaphors. Like, how come Pepe Le Pew was always chasing the cat? See, that was deep, man. They were trying to say, man, you know, a man's constant struggle is chasing after the kitty in the long run. Cartoons were so horrible back in the day.
I said he was in constant pursuit of that kitty. Constant pursuit of the kitty.
Look, my man Pepe Le Pew was always chasing the cat, and that's funny. I'm sorry, like I just laughed.
I mean,
at
it's
that.
funny as an adult. Absolutely, it was a man chasing, for lack of a better term, a pussy around for the entirety of the entire show. Like, he was just chasing pussy, literal pussy.
Oh man, no, but I mean, I'll tell people like this. You know, if you want to get it, it is like I said, it's nostalgia filled. If you want to get Disney Plus, it works, but only if that's what you're looking for, those older stuff. But if you're waiting for other things to come out, like I think they're supposed to be releasing another Star Wars show, and I think some Marvel stuff is supposed to be coming. Just wait till it drops, and then you'll be all right. At least that's what I would say.
Sounds good to me. Well, you heard it here.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have Disney Plus, you know, it's excluding you Verizon people because you got a year for free. So
now, I got to talk about my favorite sport, but I love to hate it sometimes. The NFL. Oh man. So this is actually a funny thing. You know how you know if you're a bad team or not? If you're two bad teams going against each other, when the only thing they can talk about with the game is the fight that happened at the end.
Yes.
Like it's funny because like the fight happened in the fourth quarter with like a few seconds left, and that's all we got to talk about. that's first of all, that's bad within itself.
Yes, correct.
And I guess Mason Rudolph came out and apologized today. He was talking about how, you know, his contributions to the incident. But I mean, maybe I'm a film guy, and you know, I looked a little bit deeper, and I know everybody like, okay, first of all, Myles Garrett was wrong. He shouldn't have done it. Yeah, you can't swing a helmet and hit somebody. I understand there's a lot of people who you will love to just, you know, throw a haymaker at, but you can't do it sometimes. I get it. But if you look at the film, Mason Rudolph started it all, man. Like, I'm looking at it, he sacks him. And then all of a sudden, Mason Rudolph, who's the quarterback, goes and tries to like yank his helmet off. He was unsuccessful, so Myles was like, okay, we playing that game. He does it to him. And he kind of backs up, and then Mason, I guess, was like, oh, I'm at work. I'm the quarterback. I'm assuming here, but I'm at work. I'm the quarterback. He ain't going to do nothing to me. So I'm gonna, you know, be fiery and run up, show I'm a competitor or whatever. And I guess he showed that Myles was about that life. So in my opinion, this is a prime example of when you think you really about that game, but then somebody decides that they're going to really show you that you're not.
Well, I think it's one of those things where I think that we, again, like we always say on this show, that when you do or say things to people, you cannot predict what their reaction is going to be to the things you say and do. So I think in Mason Rudolph's mind, he thought he was going to run up and somebody was going to they were going to be held back, and, you know, wasn't going to really escalate into any kind of fight. It was just going to be a little scuffle, and then everybody was going to go to their corners and just, you know, talk shit.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't think that he thought that was going to be the day a motherfucker was going to pull his helmet out and try to knock his head off with it. But he deserves. Like this, and like I said, that you could, like, you can say, I agree. Was he wrong for trying to whack him with the helmet? Absolutely, because he could have seriously injured him to the point of like PPE or a concussion or some type of serious brain damage. It's a helmet. Again, the cushion inside is supposed to stop you from getting hurt. Yeah, not the outside.
Yeah.
So
And like I said, I'm not trying to exonerate him. He messed
No,
up.
like
He shouldn't
nobody
have
is here
done
to
that.
justify his behavior. That was absolutely wrong because he really could have seriously injured him. However, you cannot poke the bear, so to speak, or run up on people and just expect them to behave in the manner that you would
Hey.
because you're at work. You know what I'm saying? Like they're essentially at work. But if I'm at work and you do some shit I don't like, you may not feel like I'm gonna do anything. But Susan, this might be the day I snap and then I beat your ass and don't have a job. And I may be just fully over it and be like, fuck it, I don't need this job anyway, and beat your ass. You don't ever know how someone's going to react.
I tell people like this. One, I ain't never afraid to walk away from a job. That's number one. Number two, if you not going to tell somebody that on the streets, don't dare do it at work. I'm just saying, because, we got certain supervisors or certain managers who feel like they empowered and they protected, so they kind of talk reckless or say something, say something that they won't dare say in public.
And that's what happened with Mason Rudolph. He really thought that he was going to be protected, and that he was going to be able to say or do whatever he wanted in that little scuffle, and if they was going to pull back to they respect the size of the field, and that was going to be it. Mm-hmm. He really did not think anything was going to come for that, and he almost got his block knocked off.
Hey, it just reminded me of I think it was a while back, Oregon versus Boise. It was like we dating it, but all my people who weren't watching football then go back and look at this. It was a time where LeGarrette Blount knocked out this one guy from Boise State because the dude decided he gonna celebrate in LeGarrette Blount's face after they pulled an upset. And LeGarrette Blount said, "You know what? Today is the day I'm about to quit football in Oregon."
Hey, fuck football. I don't need this shit.
I don't need this. He knocked him smooth out. And then everybody was like, man, what? Hey, look, treat people how you want to be treated, and don't get beside yourself when you think you the man or the woman. Hey, some folks gonna let you have it, so you just be careful.
You have to know your place. And sometimes it's not your place to jump out of character or say something that you didn't want to say to a person because you feel like they won't do anything to you in the setting. Because you don't ever know. So
hey, gotta be more careful. So
gotta be more careful.
I guess keeping with football. What's your take on Cap's workout? Is it legitimate publicity stunt? Did Cap help himself out? What's going on with that? What you think?
I think that he did. So here's the thing. I do not disagree with the way things happen. Because any lawyer worth their salt, and especially the ones that he had, no lawyer is going to allow you to sign a blanket agreement that absolves the same people that you had to sue of any type of responsibility for whatever goes on. Like, that absolutely was preposterous. They thought that was going to go over. What they thought was going to happen is that he would be so grateful to get a chance to work out that he would just sign whatever they wanted him to. And that's what they were banking on, but absolutely not. Yeah. And I think that's where the kind of communication broke down. So then there, and then they didn't want to have any cameras there, but in my mind, why don't you? Why don't you want to have the cameras there? And people are like, well, he should just be grateful for anything. But those are the people I ask, because it's like, if you, in your own life, regardless of whatever it is that you do you feel like you should just go and be grateful for anything?
No.
So if you go to work and somebody mistreats you and you file a grievance and then come back and they're like, well, from now on, anytime you have a problem, well, we're going to have a performance evaluation of you. And you said you want to record the performance evaluation, but we're not going to let you. We're not going to have any cameras in here. It's going to be you and the manager. And they're going to go over it, and then we can use that to base whether or not you keep your job.
Absolutely not.
We won't let you see it either.
You wouldn't. And here's the thing.
You absolutely would not let that happen. You'd be like, you fucking crazy?
No. And everything always, especially when it comes to things like sports. I tell people all the time.
But I think people are like, oh, well, they should just be grateful because they just play a sport and throw a ball, blah, 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 blah. But my whole thing is, it doesn't matter what these people do.
Okay.
Why are you so miserable that it's still a job for them, too? They just happen to be very, very elite level at something that you do for fun or did for fun. but that doesn't give you the right to then feel like they are not entitled to rights and protections because they're just throwing a ball or kicking a ball or whatever.
I always tell people, anyone. First of all, I've realized anybody who says that never played a sport in their life. Anyone who says all you do is catch a ball, yeah, you were on the team. But if you say all you do is catch the ball, all you got to do is throw the ball, all you got to do is block the man in front of you, that's not hard. You never played a sport in your damn life. That's what I'm going to say.
Or you weren't good, because anybody that was good at sports or played on any level where it was necessary to practice, you know the kind of preparation and skill and talent it takes to get to that level.
Exactly.
We both played sports. Obviously, neither of us played professional sports, but you have an appreciation for people that are able to play at an elite level because you have played sports before. And you realize that even not playing on a non-elite level or playing in junior high and high school, the people that were really, really good, they might have had raw talent, but the same motherfuckers were having to, stay after practice and shoot in the gym on weekends, and you shoot 100 free throws, they shooting 200 free throws.
Mm-hmm.
You running at school, they running after school, they're lifting weights. They don't take a break in the summer. No. They play year round. They play at your school. They play at somebody else's school. They playing on AAU teams. They playing on traveling teams, because that's what it takes to get to that level.
Every day you have something to do. You rarely had a day off.
That's what you want to do. Yes, if that's the time, if you are trying to get to the elite level. So these people say they are just dribbling balls or whatever, and it's like, no, you don't have any reference. You don't have any frame of reference. But again, I thought he looked good. I think he looked good. I think he looked really about how he had looked the last time he played.
Yeah.
And in the grand scheme of things, if we're talking about elite quarterbacks, there are several teams whose quarterbacks are terrible, and he plays just as well or equal to them.
Okay. Let's name a few. I'm sorry to pick on you, but the Chicago Bears have already given up on Mr. Trubisky, who's in his third year.
Because Mitch is terrible, and they kept thinking that maybe he would. I think the thought process there is that maybe the first year and a half, 2 years, there would be some type of learning curve, right? They thought that there would kind of be some learning curve there. He would grow a little. He would be able to kind of catch on to the offense. He'd be able to kind of increase his football IQ. His field vision would get better. They assumed a lot of things. They thought that he had a good enough starting point to where they could see exponential growth over the next couple of years. That did not happen.
No.
He looks about like he looked when he first showed up in Chicago, and unfortunately, when you throw somebody in and expect them to perform, that's kind of what happens. You expect that they'll get somewhat better, but there was really no time for him to sit and learn and absorb.
Nope.
He's always just kind of had to be it and be on, and unfortunately, that does not work for everybody.
No.
I'm not saying that I love Mitch Trubisky as the Chicago Bears quarterback, but from a standpoint of young quarterbacks and then just kind of being thrown into a situation, it does not work that way for everybody. You have some people that rise to the occasion and play extremely well in those conditions, but that's not everybody.
It's okay. It's okay, man. Go ahead, just do the TO thing. Talk about that's my quarterback. Go ahead, give me some tears.
I'm not gonna do that, but it's not a quarterback. And then they say Cam Newton could possibly be a Bears contender. I don't think that's a good fit for him. I'll just go ahead and say that.
I mean, it's better than what you got, but I mean, if you look at
it is better than what you have, but I just don't know if overall that's going to be the best fit for him. But I will say this: Chicago has a history of not being particularly kind to quarterbacks that have the style of play that Cam has.
Yeah.
So I think that is also the issue with getting any type of lifeblood or anything new into that organization, because they certainly do look for a certain type of quarterback with a lot of them. So if you do not play in that box or play that way, a lot of times they're not willing to. So I do think Cam Newton, it will be a hard sell, and I think that they are probably, they're saying that it's possible, but I just don't know how well it's going to work, because that's not the Chicago way.
Yeah, I mean, I just look at it like this. If I go around the league, and like I said, I'm not the biggest Cap fan, but I'm looking at just the talent. I mean, you can't tell me that there's 32 quarterbacks right now starting who
are better than him. Better than
I mean,
him. I think that's the issue that people have. It's not to say that you can have whatever your feelings are about his politics, whatever. But to sit there and lie and say that the reason he does not have a job is because he's not capable or that he's not as good or better than some of these people's quarterbacks is insane. They don't want him there because they feel like it's a media circus.
Yeah.
And I feel like, but I think that if he was winning games, this all goes away. You put him on your team, he plays well, you win games, all this shit about a media circus goes away. Because as a quarterback, if you are a loud, boisterous quarterback or you come and play and your team is winning and y'all are on a high, you already are high profile. There's already a bunch of buzz around.
I mean,
you win games, there's a buzz around.
Yeah.
If you're in some of these larger markets, you're going to get talked about.
I mean, let's just keep it real. I mean, when you look at
all
Michael
the
Vick,
attention goes away if you win.
When Michael Vick started winning, nobody cared about dogfighting anymore, except for a few people. When Roethlisberger won a Super Bowl, nobody asked if he was still snatching pussy. That didn't happen.
They absolutely did not. They did not ask any more goddamn questions. And that's real, but that's the thing. And I feel like winning cures a host of people. If you're supposed to win football, and I mean, I look at it, is it wrong to feel that way? I think in some ways, yes, but I think it is, again, I can compare it to everyone's regular life. If I come to work and I rock out my cock out and I'm a rock star at work and everyone loves me and we are, knocking it out the ballpark and hitting all our metrics, nobody gives a fuck that I go home and kick my cat when I get there.
Nope. Morals be damned.
Nobody cares that I, tried to shank my husband 2 weeks ago.
He probably deserved
the police
it.
might, right? The police might, but as long as that, I'm just saying, if you are good at, think about that. If you honestly are good at your job, you come to work, you get shit done, your coworkers like you, you always get good evaluations. Nobody is at you. You could get arrested for whatever reason, and as long as that shit doesn't get back to your employer, you got arrested. Nobody's gonna track down to see why you got fucking arrested. They don't care.
I mean, it goes to show that when you have talent or a perk, people are willing to look past your flaws.
Overlook a host of goddamn things. As long as you're not fucking Ted Bundy, they are willing to overlook it.
Look, I'm just saying, like, we already know the more attractive you are, the more chances you get to mess up. If you got a rich friend, if he or she's an asshole, you might let them be an asshole because they have a perk.
Exactly. And that's human nature. But I mean, that's what I'm saying, guys. If you are winning ball games, people keep you around.
Hey, we all been there.
What it is.
When the person,
yes, I mean, I think.
I was gonna say, when the person you with is fine, they can mess up from a time or two. If that person is not attractive to you, they better not dare. You looking for a reason.
The audacity of this ugly bitch.
How dare you? Wait, you didn't rinse off your dish? Nah, this over.
Potter and the audacity of this bitch.
Wait, you ain't. You get on her. Chicken again? Yep, nope, it's over. Like, I made it last week. I know. But nope, it's too many times in a week.
You're not going to keep feeding me this dry ass Alfredo as you did.
If she fine enough, baby, it's okay. You ain't cooked. You know what? These noodles is cool.
We'll go out. Ramen? Is a pack of ramen up there? Okay, girl, we're good. We're going to eat this ramen. You want some? Y'all want it? Okay. And that's absolutely what it is. But like I said, I think to get back on track, but I don't know. I think that workout went well. I think that he showed that he, is still in playing form. He still looks good. I just don't know because they only said that maybe there was 4 teams there, 6 teams there, and the rest of the teams were like, oh, we went to the other facility for the workout. Okay, well then maybe they should have told you this motherfucker didn't want to sign a blanket waiver and that you could meet him over there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that was that. I don't know how that went, but yeah, I think it was up to 8. I think it was all 32 were in. Well, not all 32, but I think 16 teams were interested, but only half of them showed up or something like that. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
They're saying it's possible that they're supposed to have some type of owners meeting or some city, Florida or Miami or something in the coming weeks, and they were thinking about hosting essentially another workout for him out there where all 32 owners would be present.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I think it will be. Like I said, I think that maybe, like I said, the specifics and the legal ramifications of what they were trying to do are lost on a lot of people, and I think they just assume he should put his livelihood in jeopardy for the sake of having a chance to work. But like I tell people, like, which obviously we live in the South, so unions are not big here, but up north unions are a big thing. And it's like you would be surprised the number of people who fucking complain to their union reps about anything. So if they get, if a bitch breathes on them hard at work, they're going to their union reps complaining about it, filing a grievance. A lot of times they file the grievances, get the shit passed or in their favor, they get fucking settlements, get thousands of dollars from some shit that they done had to go complain to their union rep about and then sue these people and filed a grievance, and they go back to that bitch every day like nothing happened. That's still their fucking job.
And that's the problem. People forget the NFL.
You to just be like, oh well, it's still a job. That man still got a job. It's still motherfucker signing his paycheck. So regardless of how they feel like it's entertainment for them, that's still that man's job. And he has to show up to and be at work. So if he filed a grievance with those people and they settled it, he still wants a job. That's not how any of this works.
Yeah,
a grievance doesn't mean I don't ever get a job again.
No, I mean, unless there's some clause in where you cannot sue your employer and go back. And first of all, you don't even have to be in a union. There's plenty of people who sued their employer and went right back to work for them.
Because they can't retaliate against you legally. That they do, you can sue them again.
Exactly. And there's very little evidence to show that that's not the case, regardless of what someone's politics is. And I mean, I'll even say this. Nick Bosa, who was the number 2 overall pick a couple years ago, last year? This year, I think. Great football player.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a huge Dante fan. Hates I ain't gonna say hates, but talks mad about Beyonce, Jay-Z, all these different people who are black or colored or whatever you want to say. Nobody cares. Why is it, I'm saying, if politics is the issue, why is it not the same on every side then, in that case? So are you saying
because his politics are not in line with what they feel his politics is? And I think that is where the issue is, and which to his point, because there are other people that are outspoken for what they like, but because it's in support of the president and this idea that, we have to be patriotic here and respect the flag, again, like when he started kneeling. And there was this whole thing about people not standing for the national anthem. They didn't start even playing that. At first, people didn't even come out of the tunnel for the national anthem.
No.
And some of you don't, some of you are not, super duper football watchers, so you may not remember that. But there was a time until they made that agreement with the Department of Justice to do all
after post 9/11 is when
plays post 9/11. Before that, people they would have like people come sing the national anthem, but the players weren't on the field.
The only time you were standing,
whole stages set up, and it'd be whole productions, and people would come sing the national anthem, and then they clean that shit up before the game started, and then they would run it.
Yeah, the only time
out there standing around for that.
Yeah, the only time you had to stand out on the field for the national anthem was high school, because I don't even think college they didn't come out on the field either.
Exactly, they did all the post game show bullshit, and they would be in the locker room, and then they would run out.
Yeah, but hey.
So I was like, it's just bullshit that they're mad. And then, like he said, I love America. I'm not saying that's what I'm kneeling for.
No.
And they're like, oh, he wore those pig socks to okay.
I ain't gonna lie, I did laugh at the Kunta Kinte shirt though. That was interesting.
But that's the thing. It's always going to be some excuse or something they don't like about him in their personal politics, and then they're applying their dislike of his personal politics to his ability to do the job that he is being paid to do. And I think that is, and again, that applied to y'all's regular ass jobs. If you come to work every day and you make your work environment uncomfortable for everybody because you have these large ass talks about politics and nobody else is talking about them and this, that, and the third, then they may try to get rid of your ass too. However, there's a vast difference between you politely protesting when there's nothing in your handbook or company rules that says you cannot, and you going around telling people, oh, I just love Donald Trump so much. You love Donald Trump? Oh, fuck if you don't love Donald Trump. And then they try to fire you because you don't love Donald Trump.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me, this is just interesting because, okay, you remember Independence Day?
Yes.
All right. I remember Will Smith's character, he wanted to be a NASA pilot. And I remember his homeboy was like, hey, man, I understand you're one of the greatest pilots, but they ain't gonna ever let you come in if you marry a stripper. And it's like, it's kind of like this. It's like, okay, you're good at your job. Like, wait, hold on, what? Kunta Kinte shirt? Nope. Can't use them. Can't coach them. Can't.
No, I know when we look at his past and his stats, he's like ranked number 10, but we can't use him because we don't like his soccer. Like, you sound crazy.
Yeah,
you sound crazy.
That is kind of, it's just funny. But hey, man.
I mean, when you look at it from just a bare bones standpoint, that's essentially what they're saying. We're not saying he's not good at his job. We're just saying that we don't want to deal with him having an opinion.
Yeah.
Outside of work.
Well, we'll see what happens, man. Hey, I'm hoping for the best. Maybe he can get on the squad. Hope he don't end up in Miami because in Miami trash bag. But hey, if you want a gig.
I hope you take what you can get, honestly. And I just feel like I hope he does get put on the team. And like you said, I think even if he is a backup quarterback on the team, that's a starting. You see, like, I mean, because it's got to be somebody that needs at least a backup, a practice team, anything. I'm not saying he's not worthy of more, but I'm just saying, goddamn, for you to say that there's just not a single person at the quarterback position on your team that he's better at, it's just.
First, hey, look, I'm going to say this. If the hustler of the century can be on the team still, and I'm talking about Ryan Fitzpatrick, because Ryan Fitzpatrick has been able to hustle about 9 teams since he started his career. He should be able to get on the team. I'm sorry. Kirk Cousins was able to hustle Minnesota and give him guaranteed money.
Ryan Fitzpatrick, Kirk Cousins, Joe Flacco, like these motherfuckers have been running a penultimate scam.
Hey,
like Jamarcus Russell. Like, God damn, these motherfuckers out here scamming. Elite level scams. And he can't play?
Hey, what my homeboy said, Ski Mask Hall of Fame? We got to make one.
Hall of Fame.
All right.
Baby, Ski Mask Hall of Fame. Jamarcus Russell, as good as he felt, the people was giving him tape talking about, did you watch the tape? And he saying, yeah. They knew he wasn't watching the tape, so they gave him blank tape. When they said they gave him blank tape, this nigga lied and said he watched them tapes, I knew. I was like, boy, they gave him enough rope to hang himself. They were waiting.
Hey, look, they basically did what moms do, ask you super specific questions to see if you tell the truth. Yeah, Mom, I did all my chores.
They gave him game tapes with nothing on them just to see if he would lie about watching.
That boy got blank CDs, but hey. Oh, man, but I'm also ended on another funny note. So apparently, maybe a lot of us need to stay off some of these streaming devices and actually start mingling with other people, because I think sometimes the fantasy realm is starting to blend in to the real life. So we got a couple, actually 2 stories. I know there's one for sure was like these chemistry professors who were arrested for trying to make meth. So I'm assuming they're Breaking Bad fans.
Listen, I would just say that they make making meth look very, very glamorous. I mean, I guess if you are a Breaking Bad fan, not glamorous, like it's not dangerous or that type of thing. But it's certainly something to where you run the risk of your entire operation blowing up. You run the risk of many, many, many things happening or going wrong with that. Meth is not necessarily an easy drug to manufacture, especially since they have cut back on your ability to buy Sudafed or other things that people were using to buy meth and keep distribution costs down. You cannot buy those things in bulk like you could. So it seems like what would be, listen, I've never sold drugs, so I don't necessarily know what the street value of meth is. But apparently the white folks love the hillbilly heroin. Somebody's buying it.
I don't know. I had to ask my homeboy. He said he was out in Tennessee and meth apparently ran rampant up in there. So
yeah, I mean, but they're all doing meth. And so my thing is, as teachers, as chemistry teachers, if there's nothing in your life that is actually going wrong or whatever, like what possesses you to think that is a good idea? We're talking about a fictional character in a TV show.
Hey,
we're not talking about your real life. Like, why would you think that manufacturing and selling meth, a la Walter White, is a good idea?
I mean, it's not a good. But okay, I would say this: there's plenty of there's plenty of us out here in this world who at one point we were working so hard we were just started thinking, watching TV. One of my favorite films was New Jack City, and I was like, man, I ain't gonna sell crap. I was like, man, I know I could at least sell weed or something. It gotta be easy. They they do it on TV. I would rather do that than go in and work, at this lumber store, slanging wood,
I mean, I think we all would rather that, but I mean, obviously selling drugs in that world is very seedy. It's it's illegal activity. So I mean, I just don't know why, pending all other possible options, that would be something you get into.
Yeah, man.
The average person. You go to school, get a degree, decide to be a chemistry teacher, and you're teaching chemistry. I don't think they were high school chemistry teachers, weren't they?
They were professors. They were professors.
They were professors.
Is it the University of Arkansas? Let me see. Hold up. No, it wasn't
even like regular ass teachers.
Yeah, it was Henderson State in Arkadelphia. I never even heard of it. Arkadelphia, Arkansas.
So they were willing to give up their career. Like, you see what I'm saying here? Like that is a lot to lose. That is not a job teaching at a high school. Look, you are essentially giving up your entire academic career and livelihood to sell meth.
They said
you may not be making good meth.
They said they trying to make moves, man. They got stuff. They got weight to push.
Oh, good God, bro. They pushed that weight right on into that arrest. So good luck. God bless.
Hey, I think the last one was there was I guess a couple of judges got arrested at wait, what what's the name of the tiny burger restaurant? There's two of them.
White
Castle. There we go. Harold and Kumar fans. That's the only thing I'm gonna say. We all remember those films. But
apparently these judges had a wild night out and eventually ended in an altercation and a shooting at the White Castle?
I'm like, a shooting. I'm like, how does a trip to the first of all, it was supposed to be a trip to the strip club first. And the strip club was closed. So I'm wondering what strip club closes at that time of night.
Bar.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, if I can't see titties 24 hours a day, I don't think anything's worth living for. But, I digress.
See, and see what you said, that all I could think of is that video clip of those two girls sitting outside of the club. That if you can't go to Bella Noche, then where can you go? That's sad.
Exactly.
Like, that's all I think about. If you can't go, if I can't see titties 24 hours a day, then where can you see titties?
I'm just wondering, though, because I'm like, how does a trip to White Castle end in a gun shootout? Like, there's some pieces missing to this. Did they start beef?
I think they were drunk and probably on drugs, and away we go.
Oh, no, that's hilarious. Hey, man, ain't nothing worse than Popeye's chicken sandwich, though. But, oh, well, V, you want to, final notes to folks, tell them where they can follow and all that other good stuff?
Do I have any final notes to folks?
Or announcements? I mean, I don't know what's going on. You keep me hip to the world and everything that's going on around me. So, anything else going on?
I do not think there are any upcoming events that I can think of. So we're good there. I don't think I'm missing anything. If I did, I am so sorry. Not really coming up, but just a quick advertising. Smoke Free Weekend in Vegas. That is in April. Tickets are available on Eventbrite. You can probably hit up any of the people that are organizers. So that's going to be Penrose and Paco from We Got the Draws. It's also going to be I'm Just Jackie or Jackie from Cupid 100. One half of that show with Nick on IGTV and Periscope, I believe. And then Baylor the Great, I believe. Also.
Okay.
So I think you can hit them up for the Eventbrite link, and they have been posting those, letting you guys know all about that. So it's definitely going to be organized event with things going on. But then, of course, there's never a dull moment when you are in Vegas. So that is going on. I don't think there's anything else that I can think of.
Yeah, I think I'm going to try to make that one in Vegas. I'm going to go ahead and try to put some money aside now, and that way, we'll be straight. I just got to negotiate with the missus, so, if all of a sudden she tell me she'll choke me, y'all already know what happened.
Well, you should just take her, too.
But we have a baby, though. Like, I mean, I'll drop them to you. I mean, if you all for that,
Well, no, I'm going, so I can't watch your baby.
No, I'll just drop in the room with you. You say, hey, watch this real quick, and I'll be back.
So what you want me to do is essentially take turns with you and your wife watching the baby while we're in bed.
Yeah, I don't see the problem with that, though.
Why can't we just strap the baby to our front and then just go do whatever we want to do?
I mean, I'm all for. Hey, I already said I'm gonna be that father with the cradle in front, the little baby strap, and he gonna be on the bar with me. That's already a place to sit the beer. When you're sitting there. So I mean,
sit on top of the table.
Yeah,
We'll post
that's what I'm saying.
Yes, I feel like we could maybe do that. Maybe we could convince your second mom to babysit. We'll leave the baby with her. Probably not. Probably not, but I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying. But nah,
we can't be gone long. We'd have to not stay the whole weekend. 2 days top.
I know. I don't know. We'll figure it out though. But socials, upcoming projects, all that stuff.
Upcoming projects. Well, I'd rather not speak about that yet.
Okay.
Let's see what else there is. I don't think there's really anything pressing that I want.
Well, hey,
I try to leave you guys with something interesting or nice or funny or kind, but honestly, I just don't. You know what? Here's okay.
All right, go ahead. Quote of the day.
Quote of the day. That's the real spot. I'll take a half.
No pressure.
No pressure. No pressure. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, yes. Okay. Because Twitter is a horrible place and social media has some of you thinking that, again, you can just say anything to anybody, and you feel that constant need to try to correct people when they say very stupid shit to you instead of keep scrolling. So just a word for you all as we go into the holidays, just a quick PSA, do not argue with stupid people. They will bring you down to their level and they will beat you with experience. Some people have been there, they've been around the block, they're all in Stupidville, so don't let them bring you down to the levels in Stupidville, and then you have to be there with them close to their bullshit.
Okay. All right, I can feel that. All right, well,
we're blocking stupid people out of our life.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I was just going to make this announcement. You have exactly 35 days to go ahead and break up your significant other before you are on the chopping block for a Christmas present. Just to let you know.
I think you have to break up with them now.
Yeah, it usually is good. Well, go get the free food and then tell them after Thanksgiving, I don't like your family and we can't talk again.
I agree. So yeah, if your plan is to break up and not buy a Christmas present, you go to Thanksgiving dinner and then you can use the fact that you don't think that you vibe with their family as an excuse, and then you can just break up.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell them their mama's sweet potato pie was nasty.
There you go. Your auntie put Brussels sprouts in the macaroni, but
yes.
Other than that,
the grain is nasty. I don't like it.
Other than that, you go ahead and follow myself. I'm at _Q_the_great on Twitter as well as on Instagram, or AKA Black Hercules. That's right. I put it out there. Talk about it. But hey, y'all gotta see it, man. Your boy out here, we out here getting it.
All right. Where else can the people find you?
I mean, I'm on Facebook too. Quentin Simpson, just my regular old name. How it go. Make sure to also leave comments on the episodes. Hit us up. And yeah, I usually answer all the comments on anything posted on the episodes. I just have to kind of link up into the one on iTunes to make sure I follow or Apple Podcasts. I'm sorry. But what else you got, man? Is it your socials?
I guess my socials, yeah. So you can find me on Twitter and Instagram. It's at BJ_Burton. On Snapchat, it's Miss B. On Facebook, it is, of course, for me, Burton. I'm doing a new thing and being trusting that you guys will not, be assholes on Facebook where my mama and aunties can see. So do your best. Do your best.
And also you can follow the show's Twitter at choppingitup_pod. And you can also, I think the same is for the email too, if you gotta hit us up. So choppingituppod at gmail.com. And
do that. We like it when you talk to us.
Yeah. And I think V's out of Twitter jail, so you don't have to hit her up on the show's on the show's page anymore.
Yeah, it was only 24 hours.
All right.
So,
Yeah, we'll talk about that
I'm
next
good.
time. But other than that, man.
Well,
no, go ahead.
yeah, thank you guys for listening. Old listeners, new listeners, people that are new to the show, we thank you for your support. If you could, because I don't normally ask for this, neither one of us do, because we don't ever think about it. If you are on iTunes or listen to us on iTunes, or that's not normally where you listen to us, but you can access iTunes, if you could please go to iTunes, leave us a 5-star review. We would greatly appreciate it. I have decided that I'm feeling super, super giving and generous, and I want to try to spotlight more of our fellow Potter family podcasters. So starting this weekend through December 31st, I am giving out 5-star reviews for all of our shows that we interact with and other people on iTunes. As I tell people on Twitter, just DM me. I'm happy to leave your show a 5-star review. So if you could tell everyone you know to do the same thing in kind for us, we would appreciate it.
All right. Hey, that's what's up, man. Hey, yeah, man. Other than that, we up out, folks.
We are out. Later.